It's time for This Week in Nerd News, Episode 9, covering the week of May 4th through the 10th, 2013.
This Week in Nerd Movie News.
Attempts to bring the zombie mime ninja superhero movie The Crow back from the dead via a reboot have been fraught with casting peril. Names that have been attached to the film and then dismissed have included James McAvoy, Tom Hiddleston, and Alexander Skarsgård, all seemingly within the past month. Luke Evans has now confirmed that he will take on the role of Eric Draven. Or you could just watch the original with the amazing Brandon fucking Lee! This week in Marvel movie news, Entertainment Weekly recently published an interview with Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige in which he offered a variety of insights into the future of the Marvel films. In upcoming movies, we can expect to see Captain America not respecting Nick Fury's authority, all of the Avengers will be back for the sequel, Ellen Page will be back as Kitty Pryde in X-Men Days of Future Past, and Ant-Man will be, quote, kick-ass and so badass.
Dude, how do you keep a straight face while saying kick-ass and Ant-Man in the same sentence? Feige also confirmed that Blade, Punisher, and Ghost Rider will all join Daredevil on the list of characters whose film rights have reverted back to Marvel's control. And the studio has no plans to make new movies with these characters just yet.
Which is probably a good call, because you wouldn't want to oversaturate the market with Marvel-based film adaptations. Oh, wait.
Okay, this last one is probably a rumor, but it's a cool one, so we're going to cover it. The Facebook-based Marvel Cinematic Universe fan website is reporting that former 10th Doctor David Tennant has been tapped for the role of Rocket Raccoon in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy movie. This would have the benefit of bringing in Tennant's not inconsiderable fan base from Doctor Who to see this movie, plus Tennant is far cheaper than some of the other rumored choices, like Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler. We're going to treat this one as not real for now, but let's all just pause for a moment and think of how cool that would be. This week in Nerd Video Game News.
Tech news website Ars Technica has leaked an internal email from Microsoft to all of its Xbox employees stating that, quote, there are a number of scenarios that users expect to work without an internet connection. Those include, but are not limited to, playing a Blu-ray disc, watching live TV, and yes, playing a single-player game, end quote. This language is in clear contrast to the always online rumors surrounding the Durango. How all of this actually plays out, we'll still have to wait until Microsoft officially unveils the next Xbox on May 21st.
Oh hey, look at that! Microsoft may have actually listened to and learned from its customer base raising loud and legitimate concerns. Holy shit! Well, speaking of learning from your mistakes, EA and Maxis have announced that the next Sims game, cleverly named The Sims 4, will be releasing next year. What's interesting here is that Maxis seems to have learned from their whole SimCity debacle, emphasizing that the game is not tied to an always online requirement, though there will be additional fun and social gameplay elements for players who choose to play online. Emphasis there on the word choose.
Learning from your mistakes and making social gameplay optional? Are we talking about the same EA here? Lastly, in publishers learning what should have been obvious lessons news category, Nintendo has, quote, offered professional use conversion software to application developers so they can produce smartphone games that can play on Wii U, according to the Japan Times. This is an obvious move by Nintendo to capture some of that sweet smartphone money in an attempt to push more consoles so that they can recapture some of that sweet third-party AAA game console money.
I'd say this was a pointless waste of the Wii U's power and potential, but considering that at the moment the thing on the Wii U I'm most excited about is being able to download and play Earthbound, a 20-year-old Super Nintendo game, maybe this is actually more or less right on the money. Ka-ching. Disney has signed a multi-year deal giving EA exclusive publishing rights to games based on the Star Wars franchise, though EA has told investors that no Star Wars titles will be published in the coming fiscal year. Development of the console titles will be split between Visceral Games, DICE, and BioWare, while Disney will publish social and mobile games. Future Star Wars games bogged down with always online DRM, online passes, and microtransactions should really help the player feel at one with the Force. Well, the dark side anyway.
And lastly, this week in memoriam, Ray Harryhausen, stop-motion animator extraordinaire, has passed away at the age of 92. The most well-known examples of his work can be found in the films Clash of the Titans, Jason and the Argonauts, and The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. His work has and will continue to inspire countless filmmakers everywhere. That's all for this week.
Make sure to hit subscribe to get all of the latest episodes.
You can check out all of our shows, including our weekly podcast, at jasonsquared.com.
You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/jasonsquaredshow.
You can follow me on Twitter at Jason A. Guerra.
You can follow my individual Twitter at JasonH².
And you can follow both of us at Jason2Show, also on Twitter.
And if you insist on using crappy old email, you can reach us at jasonsquaredshow@gmail.com.